Let me guess. You're shooting a wedding, first dance starts, everything's going smoothly. And then the DJ turns the lights off. Suddenly, it's a nightclub. Green lasers everywhere, purple lights flying around, and a smoke machine for absolutely no reason. Your camera starts hunting for focus. Your flash feels useless, and you're thinking, right, I have no idea what I'm doing here. If that sounds familiar, good. Because today, I'm going to show you how wedding pros shoot dance floors confidently, even when the lighting is complete chaos. And honestly, once you understand this, dance floors become the most fun parts of the day. Hey everyone, welcome back to Ben Kirby Shoots. If dance floors still make you nervous, you're not alone. I don't think there's a single wedding photographer who didn't panic the first time the DJ killed the lights. Because suddenly everything changes. Your nice soft window light from earlier, gone. Your safe camera settings, gone. And let's be honest, your confidence slightly gone too. This is episode 8 of my series, Wedding Photography Problems and How the Pros Fix Them. Each episode is basically real wedding situations that can catch photographers out, and how working pros deal with them calmly. And yes, there's a PDF cheat sheet for this episode too. It's designed to sit on your phone, so when the dance floor chaos starts, you can quickly check settings and carry on shooting. Right, let's get into why dance floors feel so hard in the first place. Dance floors feel overwhelming because everything's happening at once. People are moving fast, lights are changing every second, a random uncle starts doing something dangerous in the background, and when you're newer to weddings, you think, I just need the perfect settings. But here's the truth. Pros aren't chasing perfect settings on the dance floor. They're chasing energy. Honestly, some of my favourite dance floor photos are technically messy. A bit of motion blur, weird colours, and slight chaos. But you can feel the moment. And that's the goal. So a quick story. I shot a wedding last summer where the DJ basically turned the reception into a nightclub. Zero ambient light. I remember thinking this is either going to be amazing or I'm about to fail spectacularly. But those ended up being some of the couple's favourite images of the day because they felt real. So here's the first big mindset shift. Stop trying to make the room bright. Seriously, I see so many photographers blasting flash at full power trying to light the whole venue like it's midday. And the result is you kill the atmosphere completely. Dance floors are meant to be dark. That mood is part of the story. Instead, light people, not rooms. You're creating little islands of light inside the chaos. The faces are lit, emotions clear, but the background is still moody. Once you accept the darkness instead of fighting it, everything becomes easier. Right, practical setup. And honestly, this is where people overcomplicate things. My on-camera dance floor setup is boring, and that's why it works. An on-camera flash, slightly angled forward, simple. You're not bouncing light here. Most ceilings are either black or miles high anyway. So you are the light source. My real world starting point when I walk onto the dance floor is usually around 1/160th shutter at around f2.2-ish and ISO 2500, give or take. My flash will be at around 1/32nd power. I'll take one test shot, check the back of the camera, and then I just stop touching things. That's the secret. Consistency. If your flash is predictable, your brain can focus on moments instead of menu diving or chimping at the back of your camera screen. And honestly, that's when your photos improve fast. So this is where most people struggle. Too much DJ light, green faces, red skin, chaos. Too much flash, you get flat, lifeless images. The goal is simple. Flash is for your faces and the ambient light is for your atmosphere. If your photos feel too flashy, then slow your shutter down slightly. Drop from 1/160th down to maybe 1/80th of a second. Suddenly the background becomes alive. And all without changing your flash exposure. And remember, you're not chasing perfection here. You're chasing balance that feels intentional. So let's talk real mistakes, because dance floors can expose them fast. First up is bouncing the flash off a black ceiling. It's not going to come back. Just let it go. Second is changing your white balance every time the DJ changes colour. Don't do it. Shoot in RAW and keep moving. Third, standing still. You just can't shoot a dance floor from one spot. And honestly, waiting for the perfect light that just doesn't exist. The best moments always happen in messy light. Great dance floor photos come from movement. I'm constantly moving when on the dance floor. In close for reactions, then stepping back for big crowd moments. High angles and low angles. Sometimes I'm literally moving with the music. And yes, you do end up slightly dancing while you're shooting. Anyone who says they don't is definitely lying. When you move with the crowd, the guests relax and you get real moments instead of awkward poses. So get involved. Alright, quick mental moment. If you're only going to take one thing away from this video, then make it this. Nobody cares if the dance floor is perfectly lit. They care if it feels like a party. Your job isn't to make everything technically perfect. Your job is to capture the feeling that people had on the night. The laughter, the chaos, the energy. Once you understand that, dance floors stop being scary and start being fun. So that's episode 8. How to shoot dance floors confidently when the DJ kills the lights. So grab the cheat sheet below. It's made to sit on your phone so you can quickly check settings during a wedding day. In the next episode, we're going to talk about what happens when the wedding timeline completely falls apart and how the pros stay calm when everything is going sideways. If this video's helped, then give it a like. Drop me a comment and let me know what's the worst dance floor lighting that you've ever dealt with. And of course, don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss the next episode. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all next Thursday.